Hi, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe.
Hi, it's Rob from robnunphoto.com and the SCL Subject Composition and Light Photography podcast. I've got a bit of a conundrum. I want to do a film project this year and for 2010. So what I've done today is gone down to Boots and I've got some Ilford XP2 400 black and white film, 36 exposure. Now the cool thing about this stuff is it uses C41 processing, so you can take it into any sort of camera lab sort of development place, and they can develop it in the same chemicals they use for colour processing, and they got a 3 for 2 offer on at the moment, so I got 3 rolls of film. But now I've got to try and decide which camera system I'm going to use, because I've got 3 main camera systems. I've got the Minolta, which uses the Minolta obviously mount, manual focus. I've got the Praktica, which uses the M42, and then I've got my Canon EOS 50E, which uses the same mount as my 350D, so I can use those lenses. So I'm trying to decide. The Minolta SRT 101 is a great camera. It's a fully mechanical camera, so it's all done, through wind on, take the picture, etc. It does have a built-in battery for the built-in light meter. Sorry, it does have a little button cell battery for the built-in light meter. I really enjoy using this camera because it's chunky, it's metal, it's solid, it's old. I've got the 50mm 1.4 lens, so it can take great shots that way. But the disadvantage is if I use this camera is that I've only really got, I've got 3 lenses. I've got the 50mm prime 1.4. I've got the 135mm 3.5, I think it is, and then I've got an old zoom as well, which is a bit pants, to be honest. So I'm not sure about that one. Now with the Praktica though, another manual camera, wind on again. I think it has a little button cell battery in for the built-in light meter. The viewfinder is very small on it though, but I do have quite a lot of M42 lenses. This is the 35mm Helios, I've got the 29mm Pentacon, I've got the 135mm Helios 2.8, I've got 200mm Prime, I can use the extension tubes on it for macro work, and I've got a 90 to 230mm zoom, and I've got the converters as well to the one. I think I've got a 2x converter and I've got a 3x converter as well. So I've got loads of different lenses. So that's another option. Or I go with a 50E. Now this 50E is a really sophisticated film SLR, sort of semi-pro. It's really nice. It's fully automatic. So we've got probably see that we've got program mode, shutter priority, aperture priority, manual mode, there's depth of field mode, there's all the portrait modes. It can shoot 3 frames per second. And it can use my Canon remote as well, so I can set it up on a tripod. I think. Oh, I better take the lens cap off. I think it can anyway. What it did do earlier. Let's have a look. Let's try that. There we go. So I can use my remote. Feels really nice in the hand. It's got like you can change the shutter speed with that control. If you're in aperture priority mode, or if you're full manual mode, you can do shutter speed with that one, you can do aperture with that one, or if you're in aperture priority mode, that wheel there changes your aperture, and that wheel there does your exposure compensation. It's got a proper hot shoe on, so I can use flashes. But best of all, it's got the EF mount on, so I can use all my EF lenses. So I've got the 28mm 2.8 on there at the moment. I can use my 50mm 1.8. I can use my 75 to 300. I can use my I think I've got a 28 to 90 zoom, I think. So that's cool. And I can use my Lens Baby on it, and I could use, with the M42 adapter, I could use all the M42 lenses as well. So yeah, so there we go. So there's the three options. Do I go with the Minolta with a couple of lenses, the Praktica with loads of different lenses, again both sort of almost fully manual cameras, clockwork cameras, or do I go with the Canon? I'm probably going to go with a Canon, I think. I mean, I just bought a new battery for it today, which wasn't cheap, to be honest. 11 quid it cost me for a battery for this thing, because I've got the choice of lenses, and because it just feels so good in my hand. It feels a lot better than my 350D actually. It's got a really nice rubber grip, it's a nice big size, and probably best of all I can use all my EF lenses. And one thing I have noticed just playing around with it today with the 28mm, the viewfinder is really nice and big on this camera, and you can really see the difference using a 35mm film with the 28mm lens. It really is massive wide angle. On the 350D, where it's a crop sensor camera, the 28mm is more like a 50mm, but on a film SLR the 28 is a true wide angle, so that's very, very nice indeed. So I think I'm going to go with, for the photographic project, the Canon EOS 50E for my first roll of film. Not quite sure what the project's going to be yet. I'm going to make a long list of subjects to try, but yeah, I think we're going to go with the 50E. There we go, ready to go. How easy is that to load as well? Fantastic, or what? So, EOS 50E loaded up with some nice Ilford XP2 Super 400 black and white film. Now to try and figure out what my film project's going to be all about. Okay, that's Rob from robnonphoto.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on Flickr.